I want to show you I want to show you a man with two heads. All right? He was on the Drew Barrymore Show, Drew, whatever she calls her show. And Drew Barrymore, of course, you know from E.T., 50 First Dates, Firestarter, Charlie's Angels. I want to show you a video. I want you to hang with me. It's a couple minutes long. I'm sure you've seen the clip by now. This is Drew Barrymore interviewing our favorite transgender activist / entertainer, whatever, Dylan Mulvaney. Now, I want to unpack this thing for you because, first of all, this whole thing that you're about to see, it was scripted. It was scripted in order to brainwash you. All right? This whole scenario was a setup. Now, do I know this? No, I don't know this, but trust me when I tell you, I know this. This is Hollywood brainwashing you. This is their attempt. Now, I don't think you're feeble-minded, so I don't think it's going to work. But we're going to walk through this video, and we're going to think critically about what it is that we're watching. Keep my audio on, because I'm going to throw in a little ding-ding comment here and there, tell you what to focus on when you play this clip. Everybody ready? Drew Barrymore, Dylan Mulvaney, the brainwashing of Hollywood on the American people. Play it.
Where do you draw boundaries? Where do you find the strength to keep being the joy?
Well, I think having my chosen family and the people that I love to take care of me. But I also think there's something just about making sure that you don't put something out there before you're ready and really just surrounding yourself with good people. It's interesting because I look at someone like you and I can't imagine anybody disliking you.
Watch the body language. Oh, she's down on her knees.
Do you want to know, ironically, who dislikes me the most sometimes?
Who?
Myself.
Oh, me too. Oh.
Here we go.
And
the applause.
I guess, you've asked me now, you've asked me, what I would do to combat the hate, right?
Yeah.
But what do you do?
Okay, that's a great question. Now,
You've been doing it a little longer than I have.
Well, it's funny because when I was a kid, starting with E.T., it was the first time I was introduced to film reviews, which are basically social media.
Yes.
But I felt like all these reviews, and it could be a Charlie's Angels, it could be an E.T., it could be The Wedding Singer, everything in between. If you read reviews, just like on social media, you are pretty much guaranteed a 50-50. Some like it, some don't. So you've got to be willing to bear down and brace for it. And I think
picking your battles too.
Yes.
And sometimes I think the greatest response can just be in the next joyous video or in the next win that you have.
Okay. Now, here's where I'm going to unpack this deal. First of all, why does it matter? Why do we need to show you that? Well, because they're trying to put a message out there because they want to influence the way you think about the world around you, okay? They want to change your paradigm. They want to change the network through which you see the world and interpret reality. Okay, so first of all, Dylan Mulvaney is an entertainer. We've established that because that's what this guy who is claiming to be transgender is all about. Makeup is on point. The shape of the body, very, very skinny. Wearing the clothes, all of this, there's no top surgery, there's no bottom surgery. So there's been nothing that's been altered other than, according to him, some facial surgery to make his face features a little bit softer. I don't know, still looks like a man to me. But this person, to me, is someone who is acting and in character 24/7. So Dylan Mulvaney is a person who is making a lot of money, getting a lot of attention because we're talking about him. And the reason we're talking about him is because there is a message that is being pushed on you, and they're using a character actor to make you see something, and it sounds like it's not only normal, but it should be celebrated. Hence the applause. Clap, 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 clap. And even Drew interrupts Dylan at one point while they're sitting on the floor together in a little hugging female embrace, like little just girl chat on the floor. Stops and thanks the audience. Thank you for that. Thank you for that warm, welcoming, accepting embrace with your applause. Thank you for that. So they're trying to make this look normal. Now, here's the thing. if this was a person who was truly, honestly dealing with the dysphoria of transgenderism, I got a feeling you would be presented with a much different picture in terms of how Dylan communicates and portrays himself, okay? Because you're not dealing with a healthy mind when a person is dealing with that. We've seen that. Johns Hopkins University has said that transgenderism is a mental illness, okay? I've seen people who have spoken to me on social media push back on the things that I've tried to say, and they what they say to me is not very logical. It's very emotionally driven, and I can understand that. And my heart goes out to the person, which brings me to the next point. If gender dysphoria is a mental illness and we're celebrating it like this, then this is doing a disservice to those people who are dealing with that. It is an emotional, it can be a physical, it's a very spiritual trauma that they're dealing with, and we're making it okay. We're patting it on the back rather than actually dealing with it. And to me, that is a blight on society that's going to have catastrophic and destructive consequences in the days ahead for the life of these individuals. So when you have a person now, and again, Drew in her show before, I've read, she's been known to get down on the floor with her guests, which is freaking weird if you ask me, but you're going to get down. When she goes down on the knees in front of Dylan, which, I mean, hey, it's a woman bowing the knee to a man, which again, hey, for the patriarchy, there's another win. But yeah. So I want you to note on that thing, on that video, there's Dylan, who is a biological male dressed up very feminine in a stereotypical tropey kind of way. And then you have Drew, who for all intents and purposes, besides the wedge heels there or whatever she's wearing, is wearing a man's suit. Now that's funny how they played that. A biological female in a man's suit, a biological male in a girl's cocktail dress, and they're playing one another in antithesis to each other, so there's a confusion of gender roles. Don't make me get biblical on you, but there's a problem with that. So here, and then they get down on the floor, they embrace one another, and Drew not only acts in reverence towards this person, but also is deferring to them, like looking at them almost like an oddity, like they have two heads. You know, like, oh, I just need you to know that even though you're so effing weird, we accept you. Well, if it's normal, then it shouldn't be treated as something so weirdly and odd. It shouldn't be treated that way. The point is, the reason that we've spent 15 minutes now talking about this, and I hate that we have, is because your kids and the programming that is going into your kids and your grandkids, into our minds, is for us to look at an individual. And listen, I believe that every person watching and listening to this, I think you have compassion. I really do. I think by and large, as humans, we have some compassion for one another. We look at an individual and we say, you know, I don't know what's brought that person to this place, but they're obviously going through something. And we're being asked to accept it or else